Okay, so after David hears of Saul's death and slays the man who claims to have killed him, ironically lying, he then is made king really of only the southern tribe of Judah, the southernmost tribe. Just to make sure we understand, you've got Judah, which has a huge geographic area, but much of it is completely unusable, just desert terrain. And in this case, later the tribe of Benjamin will come with the tribe of Judah, but in this case they didn't do that. That's the tribe Saul is from, so they stick with Saul. So one of Saul's descendants, named Ishbosheth, we'll talk about that name in class, but I don't think that's his real name. That means man of shame. Ishbosheth is ruling, and there's a struggle between David and his men and Ishbosheth and his men, so that we get this funny little wrestling thing that they do at Gibeon, at the well of Gibeon. Let's see here, I have pictures of that here. This is that well, so it's one that went way down. Somewhere around here they do this funny little wrestling thing, and a bunch of them kill each other. And then Joab and his men, Joab is David's general, and his nephew, if I remember correctly, but he's actually older than David. He is chasing Abner, especially one of his brothers who is really fast, Asahel, and Asahel is catching Abner, and Abner says, "You don't want to do this. I don't want to have to kill you. Quit chasing me. I really don't want to have to kill you." But Asahel chases him, and Abner kills him. And this becomes a problem because later, as David becomes more and more powerful, and eventually Abner decides that he will join David, and David brings him in. Joab, out of this kind of blood vengeance for having killed his brother, kills Abner against David's wishes. Joab is a great general for David, and he often causes David problems as well. We then get soon, and by the way, what this means is that as David has been ruling, he's been ruling from Hebron. Okay, so here's Gibeon, where the little wrestling thing was. Gibeah is just over here, where Saul is from, and right south of there is the territory of Judah. David's ruling from down there. Then eventually, Ishbosheth is killed. David again punishes the people who kill him. He is very emphatic that you should not kill the king, which is always a wise thing. And he is then made king of all of Israel, and immediately starts to conquer the Philistines and all of their enemies, and has wild military success and spiritual success as well. He brings the Ark of the Covenant to Jerusalem. He makes Jerusalem his capital, and that's another thing that we'll spend quite a bit of time in class talking about. But let me just show you how Jerusalem is right there. It's on the seam. So again, here you call it Jebus because it's the Jebusites are there, but you see it's technically in the territory of Benjamin, but right on the seam of Judah. It's not controlled by either place really. No one controls it. It's a kind of a Washington D.C., and so we'll talk about that in class. It's eminently defensible and any number of other things. So he has some people sneak in through the water system because the city is so difficult to attack, but they are able to, and they sneak in through the water system, and they're able to conquer that place. David wants to build a temple, but is told that that's not going to be his job. That will be the job of his son. And that's really where our reading assignment ends off for today.